criteria for cell culture laboratory. This part will take up to just to know how exactly laboratory for setup of animal cell culture has to be further noticed to have a successful outcome. The space allotted for tissue culture should be dedicated only for animal cell culture only. There should be minimization of entry and exit points. By having a freezer for medium and supplement storage, centrifuge, etc., this will avoid moving around within the laboratory many times. Instead, that can be stored at a particular point itself instead of roaming around along the whole laboratory. The airlock space should be there to help and ensure a clean tissue culture room. There should be proper ventilation, the equipment placed at the same room, maintained and cleaned routinely and daily. The floor should be smooth and untextured. There should be clean benches, dust-free assembly of sterile equipment and electronic devices. This is a simple setup of a cell culture laboratory. As you see here, this is a perfect location wherein there is a main entry with a double asymmetric doors, and as you enter here, towards your left you will find liquid carbon dioxide cylinders as a storage point. This is kept in the beginning itself because when it has to be refilled, the person need not roam around inside the laboratory. Then comes the carbon supply unit, which will be linked, and before that there will be the placement of the area which will be used for exclusively making use of carbon dioxide unit, and these three will be the equipments which will be using up the carbon dioxide. In the middle is the storage rack. Apart from that, it will be having the water bath, and air intake and location of air conditioner can also be kept by placing it in the middle of the laboratory so that it circulates into the entire room. There will be presence of inverted microscope itself here, a cell counter here, the laminar air flows which will be kept at the corner in a stretch, and a service cart will be present at the end so that the materials can be placed in and taken out, and the reagent shelving, sterile fluids can be kept in this particular area. Refrigerator systems can be kept here, freezer systems can be placed here, and towards one end there will be collection tray, an air exhaust system, the soaking bath, and the centrifuge. This is the simple setup of any laboratory for animal cell culture. The requirements of tissue culture facilities are as follows. The minimum requirement is there should be sterile area, clean, quiet, and with no traffic, through traffic. There should be separate animal house and microbiological labs. There should be separate preparation area, wash up area, not necessarily within the tissue culture lab but at least adjacent to it to maintain the sterile condition. The spaces for incubator should be there, storage areas for keeping the liquids at 4 degrees and 20 degrees, and apart from that, shelving it in the room temperature. The glasswares, plastics, small items can be kept in drawers. Specialized equipment can be placed in the cupboards. Chemicals can be placed in ambient temperature, that is room temperature, 4 degrees or minus 20 degrees. The liquids can be placed in the sealed container over desiccant carbon dioxide cylinders. The space for liquid nitrogen freezer and the sink should also be present. These are the minimum essential requirements for setting up of an animal tissue culture laboratories. The desirable features are the filtered air or air conditioning should be there. The service bench adjacent to culture area should also be there. There should be separate preparation room. Hot room with temperature recorder should be there. There should be sterile separate room, sterilizing room, a separate unit. A separate cylinder storage area should also be there. This is the desirable features and these are the minimum requirements. Along with this, some additionals can be used for setting up an advanced animal cell culture laboratory. For example, piped carbon dioxide and compressed air can be provided. Storeroom for bulk plastics can also be set up. Quarantine rooms could double as be present. Liquid nitrogen storage tank of greater than 500 liters and separate storage of nitrogen freezers can also be placed. There should be a microscope room, a dark room, and a vacuum line. The equipment used for tissue culture laboratories are as follows. The basic equipments are laminar airflow hood, incubator, humid carbon dioxide incubator if using open plates or dishes, that is the open incubator, 5% carbon dioxide cylinders for gassing the cultures, liquid carbon dioxide cylinders without siphon for carbon dioxide incubator, balance, sterilizers which can be autoclave and a pressure cooker, refrigerator, freezer, minus 20 degrees storage, inverted microscope, soaking bath or sink, deep washing sink, pipette cylinders, pipette washers, still or water purifier, bench centrifuge, liquid nitrogen freezer, liquid nitrogen storage system, slow cooling device for all freezing, magnetic stirring racks for suspension cultures, hemocytometer. Some of these are non-essential, but if they are present they can be beneficial. They are cell counter, peristaltic pump, pipette, pH meter, sterilizing oven, hot room, temperature recorders and sterilizing oven and autoclave and hot room, phase contrast, fluorescent microscope, pipette plunger, pipette dryer, automatic dispenser, trolley or carts, drying ovens, high or low temperature, roller racks for roller bottle cultures, piped carbon dioxide supply from cylinder store, automatic changeover device on carbon dioxide cylinders. Some of the useful additions include glassware washing machine, low temperature freezer, conductivity meter, osmometer, polythene bag sealer, computer for freezer recorder and cell line database, colony counter, high capacity centrifuge, digital camera and monitor for inverted microscope, time lapse video equipment, cell sizer, portable temperature, recorder for checking hot rooms or incubators, plastic shredders or sterilizer, controlled rate cooler for cell freezing, fluorescence activated cell sorter, confocal microscope, micro titration plate, scintillation counter, centrifugal, ultralator, centrifuge and rotor. Some of the critical equipments are, the first of all is biosafety cabinet. It should be properly set up and be located in an area that is restricted to cell culture, that is free from doors, windows, other equipments and with no thorough traffic. Must be wiped clean before and after use. The work surface has to be wiped with 70% ethanol before and during work, especially after any spillage. The biosafety cabinet running should be always in time, and it has to be turned off only when there is nothing to be used for extended periods of time. HEPA, high efficiency particulate air filtered air, should always be provided. UV light has to be supplemented to kill bacteria which also mutates human DNA, so it cannot be on when using the hood. The biosafety cabinets are belonging to three classes. The first class offers significant levels of protection to laboratory personnel and to the environment when used with good microbiological techniques. They do not provide cultures protection from contamination. They are similar in design and air flow characteristics to chemical fume hoods. They are used in general microbiological research with low and moderate risk agents. The class 2 is designed for work involving first, second and third materials, and they also provide an aseptic environment necessary for cell culture experiments. They are used for handling potentially hazardous materials, for example primate derived cultures, virally infected cultures, radioisotopes, carcinogenic or toxic reagents. The class 3 biosafety cabinets are gas tight, and they provide the highest attainable levels of protection for personnel and the environment. A class 3 biosafety cabinet is necessary for working involving known human pathogens and other materials. The biosafety cabinets are as follows. This is class 1, this is class 2 and this is class 3. The airflow characteristics of cell culture hoods are: they protect the working environment from dust and other airborne contaminants by maintaining a constant unidirectional flow of HEPA filtered air over the work area. They are different between laminar airflow chamber and biosafety cabinet is that air which comes out of the biosafety cabinet, if filtered using HEPA filter, that is high efficiency particulate air filter, wherein laminar airflow blow out unfiltered, so there is no protection for the laboratory workers. The flow can be horizontal, that is parallel to the work surface. It provides the protection to the culture if the air flowing towards the user, or user if the air is drawn in front of the cabinet by negative air pressure inside. Vertical, blowing from the top of the cabinet into the workspace. Protection, significant protection is to the user by the cell culture. Then one of the other critical equipment is carbon dioxide incubator. These are the incubators which should be large enough for the laboratory which has been set up. They have to have forced air circulation. The temperature control should be within plus or minus 0.2 degrees Celsius, that is, it has to be highly sensitive. Stainless steel, easy cleaning, corrosion protection should be there. Frequent cleaning of the incubator is a must. There are two types of incubator. One is dry incubators, then other one is humid carbon dioxide incubators. Then the other equipment which is also of critical use is cryogenic storage, that is for keeping up the liquid nitrogen. Two main types of liquid nitrogen storage systems are vapor phase and liquid phase. These two are used for cryogenic storage. In vapor phase, this minimizes the risk of explosion with cryostorable tubes and required for storing biohazardous material. In liquid phase, usually have longer static holding times and it is more economical. The containers can be narrow necked, slower nitrogen evaporation rate is seen, and it is economical, and it can be wide necked container. This allows easier access to have a large storage capacity. This is the vapor phase one, and this is the liquid phase nitrogen storage container.